Okay, final part about my old roommate who told me he sold his soul to the devil.
So I heard your story and I instantly thought back to a time, this was years ago, that I worked with a guy. He was very eccentric, to say the least. Um, but he was well known. He was super talented. He was a super talented drummer. And, but I just thought he was kooky, you know. I thought maybe he was making a lot of it up. And as the year went on, one day we were in the break room and we started talking, and he showed me pictures of him playing with the Beatles. When I say he was playing with the Beatles, I mean he was like the opening act and whatnot. So we got to talking and stuff, and so I became curious, and I said, well, you know, you were this talented drummer, you know, how come you never went famous? And he shot back and he said, because I didn't want to sell my soul to the devil. What? Okay, so it snapped me back a little bit, and I thought to myself, I knew he was kooky, you know? But the more he talked, the more it made sense. And I'll get to why it made sense much later on in life. So he said, because I didn't want to sell my soul to the devil. And then he proceeded to tell me that he was becoming well known in the music industry, and he was met with some managers who brought him into this office, sat him down, and had a contract. And as he began to read the contract, it stated basically that he was to perform a an act, if you know what I mean, with another gentleman, and it was to be put on camera, and it was their insurance that if he didn't follow through with everything that they said per the contract, he didn't do everything that they wanted him to do going forward, that they would be able to expose him basically to whomever, whenever they wanted. He said that they were very aggressive, very assertive, and downright scary. And as he was telling me this story, it really it started to get to me a little bit because I could see the fear in his eyes. And he says, "Do you think I wanted to end up working here for the rest of my life?" No. He said, "I wanted to be able to be famous. I mean, I was good at what I do, but I'm not going to sell my soul to the devil." Fast forward at least 10 years, and I met someone else, and they were talking about how they wanted to be in the movies and whatnot, and she had gotten so far. She was like extras and whatnot. She was actually in that Adam Sandler movie that they filmed out of Boston as an extra. But let me tell you, when she basically said almost the same thing as he did, she said, I didn't want to sell my soul to the devil. And it like, whoa, what? And then she proceeded to tell me almost the same scenario. She didn't say anything about the act on camera and the, you know, but she was saying all this other stuff that they had threatened her with. And so it shocked me. And it just solidified what he had told me all those years prior. And now all this stuff with Hollywood is coming out about all these, the Red Shoe Society, something like that. And it really makes you wonder. So with this girl here's story and saying that he sold his soul, and it was to do with acting, it just made me think of this story. Like, it really does happen. I always wanted to be an actress years ago, and I'm glad I didn't.